Good morning. My name is Trent Jenkins with the Fallbrook campus here at North Coast Church. We're in the book of James, and we're in chapter 2. We're going to be reading verses 10 and 11. For whoever keeps the whole law and yet stumbles at just one point is guilty of breaking all of it. For he who said, "You shall not commit adultery," also said, "You shall not murder." If you do not commit adultery, but do commit murder, you have become a lawbreaker. Yesterday, Larry talked about the earlier verses 1 through 9 and this whole mindset towards favoritism, and that favoritism is a sin just as much. And here James reemphasizes it in bringing in the law. And adultery and murder were these grievous sins that everybody looked at and knew that they were breaking the law. And he's comparing this whole idea of favoritism to these sins. And that ultimately, if we have broken the law in any way, shape, or form, then we're a lawbreaker. I don't know if you ever consider yourself a lawbreaker when you are breaking the speed limit. I don't know if you ever consider yourself a lawbreaker when you've kind of fudged on your taxes, or if you only consider yourself a lawbreaker if you've broken into somebody's house and stolen something, or maybe that you've committed assault, or maybe you've murdered somebody. Oh, then you would consider yourself maybe a lawbreaker. I think in the same way, we often look at our Christian lives of, I haven't done those awful sins, so I don't necessarily consider myself a bad sinner. A bad sinner. What is that anyway, right? I mean, ultimately in Romans 3, it tells us that all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, that there are none that are righteous. I think about this mindset, and I've had these crazy, unique opportunities as a pastor, and one of those is visiting men in prison. And it's just a surreal experience going in and hearing the doors clicking behind you, and you end up going into this visitation room, or there's might be glass on the other side of you, and you see the person you're going to go visit, and then there are these other men sitting at these booths, and they all wear the same orange jumpsuit. All of them mainly have the same sort of look on their face. All of them have had their hair cut. They are all lawbreakers. And you don't know what it is that each one have done to get themselves in that position, but they're considered lawbreakers. They are prisoners. They are inmates of the system. I think about my own life. Think about some of the friends that I have at our Fallbrook campus. I know what it is that they've done and the path that they've traveled. And God forgive me that I somehow think that I am more worthy or more righteous or more blessed that I haven't gone down that road. I have sinned. It's made me imperfect. And imperfection is not acceptable in the eyes of God in getting to heaven. It's that sacrifice that Christ paid on the cross for us that gives us righteousness. And that's it. We can't earn it. There's nothing you can do to deserve it. It's a matter of he ended up paying that price for us. And so when we realize this should change our heart and our mindset, one of gratitude towards Christ and all that he's done for us. And it should also give us a heart of compassion for those around us who don't understand that hope of who Christ is and what he's done for us. They don't have that understanding yet. So wherever you're at today and whatever situation you're going into, I want to encourage you, whether you're looking at your coworkers, whether you're looking at your kids, your son or your daughter's friends and thinking of their friends and maybe how awful they might seem, can you develop that heart of compassion? Can you get that sense of who Christ is and that he paid that price for all lawbreakers, all sinners, both you and me? He says, I want them to have life. Can you end up developing that same mindset to the other people around you in your life? I want them to have life. God, would you help me to pray for them? Would you help me to set that example for them? Would you help me to love them as you loved me when I was a lawbreaker, lost in my own sin? I hope you have a great day today, and I pray that you end up finding somebody that you need to love on. Take care.